Well, Bulls fans, we just got the news that Coby White will be making his season debut tonight against the Utah Jazz. This has been a long time coming. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today. You also just got announced by Casey Johnson and Ben Johnson that Coby White will be making his season debut today. This is after Coby White missed the first 11 games of the season. The Bulls still were able to stay above 500, but this is major for the Chicago Bulls to get back to their, to get to how exactly they finished last season. This is going to, give the Bulls an opportunity to have more offensive firepower out there. Now, it is expected that Coby White will start off with a minutes restriction of 24 minutes. Billy Donovan did say that they are going to review that as they get closer to the actual game and with the medical staff to make sure that that's what he's going to be at. But he's looking at being that 24 minutes restriction. Now, the question comes down to, will he start or will he come off the bench? That we don't know as it stands right now, but he will be able to play this game. The Bulls play 5 games in 7 nights. They begin that stretch today. Coby White will not play on back-to-backs, which means that he will not play tomorrow night against Denver, and he will be back on the court against Portland as they're going to evaluate his body, see how he responds to getting back out there on the basketball court. But for what it's worth, as things stand right now, Coby White is going to get back on the court, and we're finally going to get to see what the Chicago Bulls look like closer to full power. Trey Jones, he still may start this game. We'll see what happens with the starting and coming off the bench dynamic, but I'm sure there are going to be a lot of minutes with Coby White and Josh Giddey out there together, as Josh Giddey's also expected to make his return today as well. And the Bulls just get what they need closer and closer to getting to full power and see if they can recapture that magic they had through the first 7 games of the season where they went 6-1. They're currently on a 4-game losing streak. A matchup against the Utah Jazz could be a good matchup, kind of wet the palate and get back in the winning column, what the Chicago Bulls do need to get into with this one. And we'll see. I know there's some questions about Coby White and if he's going to disrupt the flow of the team or anything like that. And while I will say this, as he's coming back from injury, there is going to be a work to get back in the rhythm of things. But for people who've had this question, like if Coby White as a whole and Coby White's available and everything disrupts the flow for the Chicago Bulls, I think Coby White is going to show that pretty quickly thereon, that Coby is still Coby. He can play in the style of spreading things out, getting more open with this team as well. And he's actually going to help create more easy shots for Matas Buzelis and Isaac Okoro as well. So Coby White's getting back out there on the basketball court. And now we get to see what this Bulls team looks like with their leading scorer from last season. Now, Josh Giddey's off to an amazing start scoring-wise, leading the Chicago Bulls in that, averaging almost a triple-double. But we saw last year that there is a world in which Coby White and Josh Giddey can both put up big numbers and play really good off of each other. And I'm sure that's what Billy Donovan and the Chicago Bulls are hoping for, is that you're going to get Coby White back in there. Him and Josh Giddey are going to continue to be the engine of this offense, which is going to make the game easier on everybody else. It'll alleviate some of the shooting that Isaac Okoro is going to have to do. Actually creates more open shots for him. Coby White also was the Bulls' best three-point shooter from distance last season, which is going to spread the defense out a little bit more, whereas Trey Jones, no knock on him, was a little bit reluctant to take open threes at some times. Now you're going to get to see Coby White out there taking those open threes, extending that defense out, which gives Vooch a little bit more room to work in the paint as well. Modest more lanes to come in. So I think this is going to be a really good thing to get Coby White back out there and in rhythm. How good is he going to look in the first game? That remains to be seen. We've seen players with extended absences be able to come back right away, but considering Coby had that calf injury and they didn't want to push it too much, I'm sure he's going to have to get back up to game speed, which is going to take a couple of weeks to get him immediately in there. We'll see how long this minutes restriction does last for Coby White as well, how long they keep him on that, and the back-to-back restriction is going to be interesting. I mean, we're in the middle part of November. I honestly would not be surprised if Coby White doesn't play a back-to-back all the rest of this month. And then we look at December where those restrictions are probably moved off on. And that may just be a little bit more cautious that I would play it than what the Chicago Bulls play. But they've played this injury with Coby pretty damn cautious up until this point. I don't see that changing right now how things stand. I think they're still going to be very cautious in regards to Coby White because it still was a calf injury. And that calf injury, you still want to make sure that that's completely eliminated because we've seen what that means for Achilles, and the Bulls are definitely trying to avoid that. So, but for what it's worth, Coby White getting back out there on the basketball court, and we're going to see what that looks like for the Chicago Bulls. But that's my time, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. Like I like to end every episode on, stay safe, go Bulls, and always see red. See y'all later tonight. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.